and we're going to ask Paddy about his life. Paddy is he's age 97 and a remarkable life, so it's very significant, I think, to have a permanent record of this so that all can enjoy the experiences that Paddy is going to tell us about the next hour or so.
So, when you were born, what year and whereabouts?
February the 18th, 1918, just before you.
Just before me. And your mum and dad?
Well, they were older than me. Black and Tans was an irregular army recruited from the prisons of Scotland and England, and if the people serving sentences, even life sentence, volunteered to serve in Ireland, they had their sentence commuted. They were free, and they became the Black and Tans. And they were basically unfinished criminals,
Right.
still doing their crime work in Ireland.
Was this?
And they came in one morning, about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. Black and Tans came in, 5, 6, smashed everything. Every single thing was smashed, pouring with rain. So we had to move further out. Not a good beginning. But my aunt, who was exceptionally well respected, no money because people didn't have money. They didn't have food. And I worshipped her. And she had an old wind gramophone record. And there was a record in there by Billy Williams, a comedian, when Father painted the parlour. And she used to say that Billy Williams always put an Easter egg down in that hole if I was a good boy. I to put it in, put out an Easter egg, I was a good boy. And at the height of my goodness, 2 Black and Tans came in. And they said, "Huh, and what's your name?" And I thought, I'll talk to you in Gaelic. So I said, "My name is Paddy." "Oh, Paddy. And will you sing for us, Paddy?" "I will if you'll pay me." "Oh, and how much do you want, Paddy?" "I want a penny." "Oh." So I sang, they put me on the counter, and I sang "Sing a Song of Sixpence, Pocket Full of Rye." You know, the old song. They held my hand out. I wanted them to put a penny in, and they said facetiously, "And Paddy, what are you going to do with all that money?" And I said, "I'll put it in an envelope and send it across the water to my father to buy bullets to shoot you lot." And it is my first approach to doubting philosophy. I said, "How do you expect me to believe anyone? You keep on telling me," to my mother, "that you love me, and you keep on hitting me. The Black and Tans say they want to shoot me, but they give me a penny. So where is the philosophy? Who do I believe?" I got another lambasting for being too clever for my age.
It's happened your entire life.
After examination. And my father wanted me to become an indentured apprentice with the Navy.
Right.
But he gave for my birthday present 2 shillings, and we went down to a place in South Wales called Porthcawl. Beautiful spot.
Birthday, 18th birthday, 16th?
Porthcawl is a golfing place.
Right.
But they also have a strip of land, and the Flying Circus, 3 aircraft, were giving an air display. And I spent 2 shillings for 20 minutes in the air. And boy, did I come back. And I said to my dad, "No C for me. I'm going there."
Good man. And you were how old then?
Oh, I was then 16.
16, okay.
Yeah, just about ready to go in for an indenture.
Right.
So you joined.
So instead of that, I took the civil service examination and went to the RAF Engineering College for 3 years.
And where was that? The engineering college?
Buckinghamshire.
Buckinghamshire.
Halton, yeah.
Okay.
And during that 3 years, we were expected to pass the examinations every 3 months, 4 months. Results sent home to our parents. And at the end of the training, we did 5 years flying and then reversed to our technical job. Of course, it never happened because the war started. Everything changed.
How do you feel? So what's your memory about or how did you feel when the war started?
Well, my attitude was that's why we joined up. We joined up to protect the country. And if there was an enemy, well, bad luck on him if we can get him. I never left the forward area. The whole time I was in the forward area for 2 reasons. Firstly, I joined the war. I joined there to defeat the enemy. To me, the enemy was Japan.
Mm.
And I wasn't looking for comfort, and I didn't get it. But I did get £110 a year extra money for being in the danger zone all the time.
And that was...
The centre of gravity of the aircraft was upset enormously. And my job, one of my jobs was to fly in the aircraft and reset the centre of gravity. And one of the engineers asked if he could stand in for me, and I said no. And he got stroppy, and I said, you better go to the commanding officer. I'm not giving you permission, it's my job. And the CO came and said, look, let him go. I said, no, you let him go, sir. I can't. He said, okay. Now, with the twin aircraft, 2 engines there, the unwritten law is you're flying along like that, or when an engine cuts. If you turn like that, you go straight into the ground. You've got to turn the other way. And this is one thing the pilot forgot. And he was a very, very experienced pilot. He turned the wrong way to bank in and went straight into the ground. The chap who took my place died.
So what do you remember of the Japanese attack on Singapore?
Well, it was chaos. The first day, you see, when the Japanese, it is a novel type of bombing. They sent in the bombers first. Say there were 50 on the first raid, 23rd of December. There were 50 or 60 Japanese bombers. My job then was to try and locate the height, the distance. It's all guesswork. Fairly accurate from the noise. And then scramble the fighters to give them time to get up. When the bombs were dropped, and believe you me, if you imagine 60 bombers dropping all the bombs together, anything that moved when the dust had settled was shot down by the strafers. So 10,500 people were killed on the first raid in Rangoon. And that was devastating.
When the order came, when the order came to either surrender or leave Singapore, what did you do?
Run like hell. No. Calcutta was civilized. Absolutely civilized. But my mother and my parents got a letter to say that I was missing, believed prisoner of war.
Oh, dear.
I don't know where that letter is, but I never got paid for 5 months. I'm still trying to get the money.
What did your father say when he heard that you were suspected?
Well, my sister cried, my mother passed out. And my father reached for the James Jameson whiskey and said, "God help the Japanese."
You mentioned Mount Everest. Do you remember when Edmund Hillary and Sherpa Tenzing came back from conquering Everest? What do you remember about that event?
What do I...
Remember?
Well, I remember the feat. I remember I met Tenzing many times. In fact, I have a scarf which he gave me, which now Brenda has. And I remember when the day following the party of Hillary and Tenzing, when they came back down into Calcutta, the senior metallurgist came up to me and said, "Excuse me, sir, can I have a word?" I said, "Yes." Were you at the party? I said, "Yes, I met them." "Do you know what we're saying in Calcutta?" I said, "No, but you're going to tell me." "Yes, sir." Thank God 2 Englishmen didn't get there at the same time, because they'd form a club and blackball each other. But it was all water. It was not important. Both Hillary and Tenzing were great people in their own right.
Now, is this a scarf that
Yes.
Tenzing gave you?
That's the one.
And why did he give it to you?
Pardon?
Why did he give it to you?
I never asked him, I took it.
What year were you married to Brenda?
What year we were married?
Going.
1964.
No. That was number 2. Number 3.
I had to go through an interrogation that no prisoner of war ever went through. Because the priest who married us was new to the diocese and he didn't have authority to marry us. So I had to go through interrogation. And this woman from the Comintern, or from some...
The registrar office.
She said, "You know, if you tell us an untruth, you can go to jail." I said, "Oh, thanks very much. You know, it's a nice little warning. What's your name?" "What's your wife's first name?" I said, "I've no idea, I call her darling." Oh, boy. And the other one was down in a place called Entally. So she said, "Look." And Mother Teresa taught in Entally as a teacher. Sister Agnes. And I was driving back one day from the factories in the monsoon, pouring with rain, and I saw a group of people half a mile long in this, without umbrellas, drenched, soaked, taking something from a European female. So I stopped the car and said, "Who are you?" And said, "I'm Sister Agnes from Entally." I said, "Oh, I know." "Yes, I know." I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm giving out tablets to prevent disease in Calcutta." I said, "Is there any way I can help?" She said, "Give me 50 empty boxes of matches." So I said, "Why?" She said, "So I can put the tablets in. And then they can take the anti-leprosy tablets without them getting wet." I said, "Okay." I had everyone smoking cigarettes for a couple of months. But the 50 tablets, 50 boxes, empty boxes, and gave them to Sister Agnes. And we became great friends. Listen to me was this. Leonard Cheshire. Never forget the country where you came from and never stop loving it. Be exceptionally loyal to the company that's giving you shelter and do what you can for them. And don't bear a grudge too long against anything. because it becomes a cancer.
Hmm.
And that's, and it's been a great pleasure to have you all here this evening. And it's been an excellent meal, excellent company, and we hope that next year, the year after, and the year after, and you're keeping reasonably well for your age.